Buyers are often surprisingly honest with me once we start talking about buying a home. But before that conversation happens, there's usually a lot of quiet worry happening in their heads, especially around credit. I hear things like, my credit probably isn't good enough, I messed up a few years ago, I should probably wait until everything is perfect. Credit stops more buyers emotionally than it does financially because a lot of what people believe about credit and mortgages just isn't accurate anymore. So today, I want to walk through some of the credit questions buyers are usually afraid to ask and give you honest answers. First, do you need perfect credit to buy a home? No, you don't need a perfect score. Different loan programs allow for different credit ranges, and approval isn't based on just one number. What lenders really look at is the overall picture. Things like payment history, debt levels, stability, and whether your credit is improving or getting worse. I've worked with buyers who assumed they were years away, and they were actually ready much sooner once we looked at the strategy instead of just the score. Credit isn't a moral report card. It's just data. Second, should you stop using credit cards before buying? Now, this one surprises people. A lot of buyers think the safest thing to do is stop using credit completely or even close accounts. But credit scores actually like consistency. What works better is keeping balances low, making payments on time, and avoiding sudden changes. Big financial moves right before applying, even with good intentions, can sometimes cause more confusion than stability and stop the deal from going forward. Slow and consistent almost always wins here. Third, does one late payment ruin everything? This might be the biggest fear I hear. Someone had a late payment 6 months ago, maybe just the last year, and they assume that automatically disqualifies them. Underwriting, they kind of look at context. Was it isolated? What happened afterwards? Have payments been on time since? Life happens. Medical situations happen. Job transitions happen. What lenders want to see is recovery and stability. One moment usually doesn't define the entire file. Patterns matter much more. The biggest mistake buyers make with credit, the biggest mistake I see, is waiting too long to ask questions. People try to fix things on their own based on internet advice or something a friend heard years ago. And sometimes they accidentally delay themselves when a simple adjustment could have helped much sooner. Planning early gives you options. Sometimes we make small changes that improve positioning in a few months. Sometimes buyers realize they're already ready. Either way, clarity removes a lot of stress. Here's the part most people don't realize. Talking to a lender doesn't mean you're committing to buying a house tomorrow. It just means understanding where you stand. Some buyers move forward quickly. Others take 6 months or longer. Both are completely normal. The goal isn't pressure. The goal is having a plan. If buying a home is something you're thinking about this year, don't let credit fear stop you before even understanding your options. Most buyers are closer than they think. You don't need perfect conditions. You need a strong position. I'm Paula Loves Lending, and remember, knowledge is the real down payment.